Policing update. Your voice, your police.
Yes, Fambu, welcome to Yeri from the police or security sector. Yeri from the police or security sector. Now the program it help you understand the day-to-day operations of the Sierra Leone police or security now with respective communities. In this program, we're going to bring to you things the way they happen, how it happen, and waiting are your contribution as citizens, as a responsible citizens of this country. We're sorry, Friday will not be able to bring this program because we travel to Masimbi for a commission, another new division. Mashimbi, look at is strategically located because the distance from Magburoka onto Kono, drag. And we look at Tonkolili, we look at Kenema district, we also look at Kono district, and even Falaba. So that they tell you, say, that place is strategically located. So the IGP, in his wisdom, decided to say, no, we need to get a good number of police in this place. In case something happen before Magburoka they come, it go down pass water. Or before Tankoro or Motema they come, it go down pass water. So they decide, say, there is need to have a police division on that side. So Saturday, we don't go there, don't commission that one day. They provide 8 motorbikes and also 2 vehicles. One a command vehicle and the other one a personnel carrier for ensure say them free movement of them personnel in day because most of their side in day motorable. So the bike can also come in and salvage that situation there. So that was the reason why we'll not be able to host the program. But today, a viewer out there, I get a very big personality in our midst, and we are going to discuss issue related to your safeties and security. You can also get we on the SLP Community Peace Radio 91.1 FM, and of course, the SLP Online TV and YouTube channel. Me, the moderate the program, my own name na ASP Mohammed Bobsin Senu, me na the acting head of media and public relations officer. So today, Fambo, I get very big allegiance them here with me. I get Mr. Abdul Karim Will, we na Director of Strategic Communications and spokesperson for the Office of the National Security. So you see, frank by these wonderful people. Of course, I also get Lieutenant Colonel Yayah Brima, Esquire, Director of Defense, Public Relations and Information, Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. Many people I will get today for help me discuss issues related to safety and security of this country. Welcome to SLP Online TV, Mr. Will.
Thank you very much. For the second time.
Yeah, and that one just say.
Yeah.
Colonel, you are welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the program.
Well, Colonel, this is not your first time for camp. What's your impression?
I'm impressed. Of course, where I enter, I tell you point blank, I say, I don't do so much. And it's a very good thing for get a platform for to talk to the public, because here, like you go determine your key message.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Famul, as I say, I get very interesting issues we'll get for discuss today, but there were not very big personalities within there today. So I will start with Mr. Will. Mr. Will, how you describe security situations in Salone generally?
Okay. With description of the security landscape as Salone or something in any other country, it can be informed by information and intelligence analysis we they do over a period. And as Salone by we structures, we always they do threat assessments based on information they receive from across the board, based on intelligence, so they assess and do thorough analysis, and then we draw a conclusion. And then conclusion they say they can be predicated on the things the way they happen. by we structure, with security classification, it into 3 parts, into 3 layers. We get layer 1, when are level 1, we get level 2, and we get level 3. By level 1 of the security description, it means say the country relatively peaceful. No known threats not there to the safety and security of the people. People they go about their normal business. We sit down and read here where they talk about issues for their attention and consumption of the listening public. Picking where they go school. People who have to go do their normal day-to-day activities. And they go on and do their activities a day without any let or hindrance. The situation where they are currently, as we level of security classification, they at level 1, where means say we don't get no known threat to the safety and security of the country, any citizens and other people who reside in the country. And like I say, that they don't be informed by security analysis and the threats or information we don't receive over the period. Level 2, now a situation also will get a growing and potential threat to the safety and security of the country. Then turn what we did into Ebola or the coronavirus disease. We all know or we can recall that a lot of activities be almost shut down at the country. All of we concentration in terms of we resources for faith that means they even concentrated around fighting corona or fighting the Ebola virus disease. That may even lead to the activation of all of the structures. We mean say the structures them we're supposed to provide response. We're supposed to provide early warning. They all be stood up on a 24/7 basis. If maybe they meet 2 times per week or 1 time per week or twice inside the month, they even meet much more frequently than they ever be they do. But in the period we don't go into level 2 situation, then thing we don't bring you into that level day. Now, then pandemic then or the epidemic the way they don't affect you as a case may be. By level 3, we mean say there is a total breakdown of law and order. We mean say we not get no particular structure in terms of running the day-to-day activities of the country, whether not politically or social-wise. Schools they don't shut down at most part of the country. I mean, the thing the way they happen now are the abnormal things them. The one the way they in terms of providing leadership for the country. Then they do them in a way where something can even be like in the default setting, in the default manner. That period they will be named to that be the period during the war. Nasalon during the 11 years period of the war, especially in the latter part of the its regnum. So, but ever since we come out from that war day, we done the shuttle in between relatively being peaceful at level 1 to level 2. And even at level 2, not to as a result of a open conflict, whether civil or cross-border conflict. Now, a situation we get for do with a health emergency. That one day, of course, we see that we can go into level 2. Everybody they play in part. If then period and they will show say we're a resilient nation, we're a united country because we all can come together collectively, devoid of any extraction, devoid of any consideration for say, let we fight this single monster when they confront you as a country. And so now then levels and they as they speak, Salone is assessed to be relatively peaceful, and we expect say that it will be the situation for all of the time. And that one day will only happen when we all play our own part in our own corners also we do positively for ensure say we continue to maintain the peace and security. All the clamor for because development for take place now environment will conducive. An environment will not conducive, it will be very much difficult for the development take place. Even if development take place there, it will be one we will be short-lived, it will be sustainable, and it will be difficult for push that country forward.
Yes, of course, Fambul in Mr. Abdul Karim Will, Director of Strategic Communications and also spokesperson for the National Office of the National Security, Belegui security, related issues across the country. As I've been saying, I get a very big allegation here. where then get for help me discuss issues related to safety and security. Yes, I still there to you, Mr. Will. You know, say Salone share border with Guinea, you know, and Liberia. You know, I really want to let you light on, you know, what has been so far the relationship among these three countries in terms of, you know, security coordination, cross-border related activities, and up to date.
Okay, Salone, Liberia, and Guinea. Now the country that they will share border with we as immediate as in the land or sea borders. Apart from them two countries, the Liberia and Sierra Leone, all other countries you go for cross the other country before you go see the border. So we belong to the Minor River Union, MRU. We don't be in existence since time immemorial. Ever since the country are established as entities, political entities, the relationships we don't exist between we or among we, the three countries, and they that one way very, very positive. Would they cooperate with each other diplomatically? Would they ensure say we do with things in consultation with one another? Whilst we share a boundary with Liberia, but to share more boundaries with Guinea. It stretched right from Melekure and the Cambia, go to Falaba, Karine, Kailaun, Kono. If you look at that stretch, a very long one. The land border. If you go back to the sea, it's so long. So much that the way how they interact with Guinea, it almost don't make the countries then become one and the same. Especially for people who live at the immediate border crossing points. And some partners alone, you dey commodity, you go do farming in Guinea all day. If you say you can't sleep in a salon. Some partner Guinea, you dey command a salon, you go do business or do farming all day, you can't sleep in a salon. Intermarriages, cross-border trade. I mean, relationships among people, cultural affinities, the ties them where they between we and that country they is so serious and formidable that over time, all of the effort we don't make now for ensure say we build on them very good thing and they will enjoy. So in 1973, we signed up to a treaty we call them the non-aggression treaty between we and Guinea. For any time, because teeth and tongues have been jammed. But for any time we will get any situation, even though we agree so, we diplomatically united. But if we get anything we get for do with sonko we misunderstanding day, we always for use the dialogue as a means for resolving. And that he obligated upon both countries not for go into any aggression with the other person, no matter within the rancor we don't exist. So Salone and Guinea don't enjoy that kind of relationship. We don't come to the aid of each other in good and in bad times. You remember all we get the civil conflict. One of the countries we come voluntarily for say, you are brothers, we cannot allow this thing for consumer, because if anything happen at Salone, it will affect you directly or indirectly. If anything happen at Guinea, it will affect you directly or indirectly. Therefore, they come for help for pursuing the war. And they do that one day selflessly to the extent that they lost personnel, they lost resources, and so on and so forth. For that, we always thankful. We self as a country don't help Guinea in difficult periods, in good times. And so that kind of symbiotic relationship they exist between we and Guinea, just like it exists between we and Liberia. So we're united people. So on side and day, we speak the same language, we get the same cultural affinities. They can say intermarriages don't take place. Some people in Guinea, their parents and mama or papa and I didn't come out. Some people in Guinea, their mama and Guinea didn't come out. All of the time from old small in time memorial. People in the Comor go holiday in Guinea. People in Comor Guinea can't holiday in Salone. And so on and so forth. So they enjoy that kind of relationship day. But in the midst of that one day, we can get to challenges, especially along the borders. But the caveat don't always be follow with fair and amicable way for resolve them, because it's important that we resolve them peacefully, because in the interest of the people we ordinarily reside in their community. They can say starting from Milikuri and the Cambia axis, go to Kono, the Meli River, the Makona River, also the popular, I don't know if famous Yenga.
Yeah.
That kind of situation in I don't exist. And so far, we had to the leadership level of both countries foresee the need for get dialogue at that strategic level and cascade them to the rest of the population along the side of the border, ownership now one way very germane, critical to the safety and security of every country, even to the territorial integrity of every country. And that make traditionally we get the military and the police. While the police they look at internal security, the ability to get a responsibility, we look at the external borders. For see that a team that we go ordinarily handle peace and security not happen. And that make we get a static deployment, we get joint patrols. USAI will not get present because it's impossible in the reality of the porosity of borders, the territorial, the topography. We not go say we put, even if we hold we hand all as a country for around the border, it almost will become difficult for do so. So, but we don't manage them. So far, we can do with hearts to the security structures with at that level. That working on intelligence or information, then intercepting a lot of things, and we go ordinary one for handle safety and security of the citizens.
Yes, Fambul, of course, Dana, Mr. Will, it help we understand a lot. And that treaty be done day, agreement be done day, that will not ever go into war. If something happen, mechanism and the ways and they will come in for amicably, resolve some of these things. So at the holiday, I did now turn the minds to Lieutenant Colonel Yayah Brima, Esquire, who happens to be the Director of Defense, Public Relations and Information Officer of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. They talk about during the presentation of Mr. We made mention of Yenga. You were able to really help the viewer out there know the strategic location of the Yenga and how important to either Sierra Leone or both countries.
Okay, so Yenga now one of the villages where they na Kisite in the Kailan district. Kisi chiefdoms and the Kailan district or this country are 3. And then 3 they all in a Kailan district. Only the Kisis them they find it. You get the Kisi Tongi, where they Boidu at the headquarters. You get Kisi Kama, where they na there at the headquarters. Then you get Kisi Tongi, Kisi 10, where the headquarters are Kwenu. So Yenga is just one of the villages where they, and I happen where a commission as a second lieutenant, I happen for Wukri. Briefly, I've made first deployment where I go, but not to Yenga itself. Me now one of the plateau commanders will be responsible for Yenga, but at the Kwenu. Because that time we don't get full deployment. So later, just after a week or 2, they be further post me now to Bedu rather. Bedu is another strategic place. In fact, now Bedu, now the 3 countries, they all meet up. So Yenga is located in Kisite in the Kailan district. And that take me to the next question, where is how important strategically Yenga. I will provide answer from military point of view, because Yenga is important strategically, politically, economically. But me as a military officer, I can tell you how strategically important from the military point of view. Yenga na a corridor for enter Sierra Leone or for even enter Guinea. That is why the final say during the war years, when the rebels of RUF, Corporal Fudi Sanko, the rebels led by Corporal Fudi Sanko and supported by MPFL, Chastilo, they pose a lot of threats for engaged Guinea because of Guinea the involvement into war, right? So Yayah na that kind of corridor where the rebels want use for enter Guinea. But since Guinea already take part in the war involved on the side of the armed forces and the government, they be involved in the war. So there was also an agreement between the government, both governments, for make the Guinean presence Yayah so that RUF incursion will go into Guinea. So the strategic importance, number one, I can tell you is Yayah they serve as a corridor for both Sierra Leone. If somebody want to create problem from Guinea, and it just get for pass through Yayah for Kaisa Sierra Leone. Similarly, if somebody want to go with problem in Guinea, it get for pass through Yayah for going to Guinea. So that is one. Then I will also describe Yayah, a strategic importance from military point of view, as a vital ground. Because a vital ground is that place where you really want badly. Because you get other mission, other thing where you want to achieve. But you not go achieve them until you hold that vital ground. So that is why the final say, Yayah don't tell you no more about the disputed area. Anytime when the Guineans, even as I talk, when initially the first occupation where they want to occupy Yayah, they look for another important place where they call Sokuma. Of course, na Yayah na did the present state, but Sokuma is also another village where they very close to Yayah. For that Sokuma is so important in the sense that a high ground where they can always want to occupy for overlook Yayah. So those are the answers I can provide in relation to the location of Yayah and the strategic importance of Yayah.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. So people out there with the view, the importance of Yayah, we now all don't know saying that. Yeah, they talk about 3 chiefdoms. Okay, Kisi 10, Kisi Kama, and Kisi Tunge. And equally so, that same 3 divisions, chiefdom day, we don't make a division day now. We'll get good number of police presence day. We now one superintendent, Koma, 9 at the local unit command on our side. And you talk about the corridor. The corridor, or other was, you say, the gateway for Kainsai, Salon, or Go, Guinea. So it's also important. Yeah. Let people understand this. The next question. With the reopen of the border, Yayah, how really this decision came about, sir?
Okay, so make I give you the background about the occupation for the second time of the Guinean Armed Forces. You remember, say, they be done left Yayah previously. Yayah be done dey as just a buffer zone. So last year they get another intention. Of course, they execute the intention for occupy Yayah for the second time. So when they come, they occupy the place. They also decide, as usual, because that is always what the Guineans have been doing, for occupy Sokoma. Because anytime when the Guineans in this Yayah, they want Sokoma. Because if they not get rid of Sokoma, then they think say they are not safe.
The position will be vulnerable.
Yes. So what happen? We get the intelligence say they want also go Sokoma. So what we do? Immediately we acted upon the intelligence. We self go deploy with troops. So the very day we deploy with troops in Yayah and Sokoma, now I come up with that standoff we then go for ask we personnel them for let them left. Personnel they say they know the left, they go. Because they get responsibility for guard and secure Sierra Leone. So they get a standoff, it result into shooting. They fire 3 shots. So now that's begin cause to the civilians for flee that night. So subsequently, they close the border. Anytime we don't ever get standoff with Guinea, I want to make it very clear that the Sierra Leone government no they announce closure of borders. No they ever. But on their own part, anytime they feel say that's the situation, then they make an announcement for close the border. So they close the border since that time. So we accept the closure. Because what we do now is we not only occupy Sokoma, we also occupy Pengu. There's another village where that day you pass for go Yenga. So all the other surrounding villages will make sure say we get military presence. Just for ensure that they don't do further encroachment. So virtually the border don't remain close, and as a result, that don't they get a lot of problems. Problems don't they exhibit in terms of the free movement of people, in terms of trade. And this free movement of people and trade, and not only they exist between Sierra Leone and Guinea, even the Liberians. Because that place, when you go to Yenga, you go no see, or that area, there's a particular tribe we call the Kisi. God just puts them there. Then they na Sierra Leone, then they na Guinea, then they Liberia. So interestingly, when we be working, for me to even know who a Sierra Leonean, a Liberian, a Guinean, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Why somebody tell you your history? So it's really, really difficult. So that people they say we don't mount pressure on their own governments, their own authorities for let this border reopen. Because you get, particularly that time when we deploy Bedu, yes. I mean, frequently they see people them. Somebody go tell you say, because I have friends, where somebody go tell you say, na Liberia in the sleep. We do click, I walk na Salo. Then the other day, it go Guinea. So this all only affects them. They know they move them goods.
Yeah.
They need to do a lot of other things. So that pressure be done there on both governments. But to be honest with you, we be done the reluctant for saying no. Every time now they close the border, so this time that border therefore remain closed. So over the period, then be done the mountain pressure, they get engagement with we for open the border. But just like what I say, we don't want to open them. But later, being that the president, the ECOWAS chair, so all them pressures they don't then concerns people they don't raise. So in one of the security meetings, the president directs that let the armed forces that are ASLA, let them engage the counterparts and make sure the border is open for them purposes them. One for the free movement of people and for trade. So with Chief of Defense Staff, a task the Chief of Army Staff, when they are responsible for the land space, the border, for making undertake that engagement with the counterparts. So they belong on this engagement. But finally, we decide that let the border reopen if only the Guineans they accept 2 conditions. 2 conditions now we give them for let the border reopen. One, over the period where they're in that place, they don't allow we own immigration people, we own customs people, NRA people, other government functionaries for operating that border, down to the taxation.
Taxation, yeah.
Now then they undertake am. So we give them the condition, say no, we are reopening the border, but this time round on the side of Sierra Leone, taxation will be in our hands. We NRA people that will collect the taxes. Besides the immigration officers that for then at the ground for determine whether na Sierra Leonean, whether they come in, whether they go out. So that was number one condition. They accept. The second condition was every time now they announce closure of border, but this time around, before we reopen this border, you have to agree at any time we now want for closing the border, you give us 48 hours. 48 hours because interestingly, when you're in that part of the country, just like what the movement is on hourly basis.
Yes, come on.
Not a daily, but I would say every 24 hours. It's hourly. As I speak, you go get somebody where they go across Nongoa. You get other person back where they come across Sierra Leone. So we give them conditions because somebody don't go come, then let's say a day or it don't go Guinea. They will not just announce, will not take a unilateral decision and say, oh, no, we close the border. So we gave them all these two conditions and they accepted. So on the 24th of last month, the brigade commander were not irresponsible for the eastern region. He also undertake that engagement, and with the counterparts on the other side, with other stakeholders, then go formally reopen the border. So that is how it happened.
Yes, of course, Fambul. This Yeri from security sector is also good for letting know what they happen like community. Why it good for letting know what they happen like community? We get people where they travel from one place to another. So before they go somewhere else, you get to look at the fact say, yes, I get the responsibilities to waka and me waka, therefore they within the confines of the law. So far, Salone, relatively peaceful, calm and quiet. This not the situation. And of course, we get the responsibility for inform una and tell una some of the things that way they happen in our community, because una herself as citizen get the responsibility. So far, this has been the issue Nayenga, and thank God with diplomatic, engagement, we don't reach to this peak. Being fortunate for Okana Gendema, like I explained no more, Colonel, today I will say now, Boatasa they go sleep. This is can't sleep Gendema, very common. Where ask my man, where are you going? Say I'm going right here, and then speak that same, I don't know why we cross over about it speak. So it's very difficult. So Sierra Leoneans and Guineans, we're not the same person, or Liberian, we're not the same person. So it's good. Thank God. Of course, we don't reach to this peak. Let me bring in now Mr. Wee. Mr. Wee, we recently see something na Cambia axis. I think Madam Miyama, there is one checkpoint there. Where they hold some Guineans there. Engineer, if you're ready, you display the items there. Let's see. But this don't go viral with somebody say, oh, they don't hold arms and ammunition. So take us through regards the arrest.
Thank you very much again. I mean, La not going to be remiss in my submission for acknowledge and recognize this particular achievement.
Okay.
Now we get a station, we will allow we for educate the public.
Yeah.
Because the reason for which they exist, for these military ONS, government agencies, and for and on behalf of the people. They say knowledge and power, information we people then get, we correct. It will help them in the security, safety, and even the development, because that will aid them for let them take decisions with critical to their own very security. Social media are one of the greatest revolutions in the world. Make communication very easy and cheap. Today, if I have to talk to my mama in a village, it take decades. I will write letters and say, no, they reach yourself. By the time way you go to reach them, now that time school don't lock, I go. I don't struggle. But today, it happen just with the click of a button. They reach to so many people across the world, so many audiences, using various methods. But the same blessing don't seem to also pose a lot of challenges to the extent that in we case, it almost become a curse. But thankfully, the public don't they aware about the red flags and then the fix and the way people and they push narratives and we go confuse public, we go raise tension society, they make people and do things and way they out of the way. Doing routine security checks at the Madamaya checkpoint. Madamaya na a checkpoint along the border between Sierra Leone and Guinea. We for commend the security personnel that will be there jointly based on the routine duties. They come across a Guinean registered vehicle and then do the search. During the period, same way they search, then discover something unusual. They see one rifle, AK-47. We get some ammo them.
Yeah.
They see a military fatigue and one military boot, one set of military boot, a cap, and so on and so forth. And in the vehicle, now 5 people have been dead, inclusive the driver. The 4 of them, they see them as civilians, identify themselves as civilians, and one identify himself as a serving military personnel. And so the manner in which he concealed in uniform then at the motorcar and even the gun, now one way unusual and will become suspicious. So effect arrests, but let them help with the investigations. Now that one in IMB happened on the 2nd of July this year. Shortly after that incident day, we begin to see social media narratives where they present alternative facts to that issue. So they don't arrest huge catch of arms and ammunition loaded in vehicles. In fact, the person they suggested saying a truck load of arms and ammunition and the brain and gun missiles alone call on the diplomatic community and so on and so forth. I mean, for some people, not to because they not get the information, we correct. Not because they get a mindset or just, push narratives and we will create confusion, we will make the country look bad, we will paint the image of the country or even the sector very badly. And that one day for me, now the height of unpatriotism. Because if you really like your country, or you call this country your own, they push the narrative that we go make it look bad in the eyes of good thinking people, whether internally or externally. Then I wonder which category it is. But thankfully, because that platform they exist for everybody, that same platform they will use them for debunk that misinformation day and ask the public for letting treat her with a pinch of salt because we're in charge. I mean, if for even be something for commend we personnel them where they did. Forget that kind caliber, forget that kind know-how for able to detect and arrest that kind of situation. So not to true say a huge cache of arms and ammunition, now one gun, but whether na one gun or whether na one cartridge, we concerned because it's unusual. If a Salon military personnel or police personnel for going to Guinea, if you don't get any ill intentions, go there and begin for hiding gun.
They declare.
They declare them. I sure say that soldier man, no matter how less they in drinking, you're supposed to know that one day. Because that they for be basic military protocols. So if they come in a country, then claim say they go na don't call the bar, whatever they go do we don't know. But like we say, because of the integration at the West African level, we can get people who they come on a salon for go attend whether na funeral rites, whether na marriage ceremony, whether na this and that kind of thing. So something somebody will be tempted to say, since we go for this program, they'll get this godman for go to that kind of thing. But we expect say if we do it within the provisions of the law, will exist between the two countries. So now that one in the correct picture of what happened at that level. We be arresting people and they find and they help the police with the investigations and all come into conclusions as to what have the intentions. I think say they say things will happen in terms of profiling which punitive measures they will take for deter that one delay not happen going forward. So now that one it basically happened. Not to true say Baku guns and ammunitions become a salon. Because the impression that people get ill intention can cause havoc in salon.
Yeah. So viewer out there, when I don't see this way, they go on social media, man, they make a breaking news. Arms and ammunition don't enter. Now just one AK, I don't know, AK-47. You see the thing the way they say. So basically, that matter they under investigation, and our responsibility for terror now. I may create this platform where we will also discuss, and we'll also return the mic to Una so that our voice, comment, and concern will be added. Yeah, Mr. We back to you. They talk about hosting of voting ECOWAS conference. So one know some people out there go and know when, where, and what is the importance of this.
I will start with the importance. For hosts a conference of ECOWAS heads of state. ECOWAS made up of 16 countries, which means 15 presidents and for Canada alone. For can grace that occasion there. So it give clear impression. Say Salon a peaceful country. Salon a country open for development. Salon a part of the regional and world organizations for ensure say safety and security. We all know the role of ECOWAS. ECOWAS are the economic community of West African states. We don't help for less stability in Africa. We don't help for less development kind of Africa. And a cooperation of heads of states. I mean, we currently hold the chairmanship of ECOWAS. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the chairperson of ECOWAS. And as that chairperson there, maybe also we host a conference of that nature for bring calm the people. For let them can't talk about Africa. Let them can't talk about development within West African sub-region. So that we will continue to play with part for not only security, but for the development come in Africa. We know say security and development are two bedfellows, they diverse one from the other. If you want for later one to happen, it means you have to boost the security so that you get a conducive atmosphere where they exist. For that development, they will have for bring camp. Open up the continent, open up the sub-region for the investment we're credible for come into the country. So between the 12th of July this month, 2026, to the 19th, we will forget an ECOWAS conference with Salon the host. Very big kind of a conference. Like I say, they bring camp people. It get for be between Freetown and Lunge. As I talk, work on the conference center at Lunge, they almost near conclusion.
Wow.
I would expect say whether any happen, they bring come a lot of economic opportunities because a lot of people interested, they will go for come, they will go for one for see waiting they happen at Salon, how they happen, whether are the people who they come, where people and the where president and the travel go to a particular country. Say for example, they get a UN summit. All of the presidents who they go there, then they also go and seek for investors, seek for opportunities as to which they're going for investing. Is it education? Is it technology? Is it agriculture? Is it mining? Is it all of the things the way they think about? No more. So when them president they travel with a number of them kind people a day for see who side themselves going for help for better themselves and also better the country who side they want for them kind of opportunities. So as a sector we're in full preparation for ensure say that one day happens seamlessly. Or they call on every Sierra Leonean. The reason we even bring account to public notice because we think say now an event for attract everybody in attention. But so now we play with your own part in our own little way for ensure say we get a very successful conference because that conference day in common and fine it will be to the benefit of every Sierra Leonean, whether now or in the future. The one the way they don't born, the one who not born itself will get for benefit. And I sure say with all of the plans that we don't put in place as a sector, we'll get forget a very fine summit. So now that one day so far about the hosting of the ECOWAS conference.
Yes, of course, Fambu. This is not the program Yeri from the police or security sector. I will tell you, say I call it military. A lot of other people will they call when the military they can. The military don't come out today. And I the top man for the military. They don't can help with a lot. But Yenga. And the good aspect of bringing him here, he work na Yenga as young lieutenants at that time and day. So he know the terrain. You know, they talk from an informed background. So he's here with us. And of course, I also get the director of strategic communications. Maybe don't can I second time this. They get for the calm. They all get for the calm. Who they talk about security issues. Issues where it's supposed to know. We get the responsibility for telling una, and una also get the responsibility as citizen. Waiting now you right. You do forget. You forget as me as a citizen. But waiting, you know, it is incumbent on you to do as your responsibility. As a citizens of this country, it is also incumbent on you to do. So today, are there with the military spokesman and also the spokesperson, the Office of National Security, for let we talk about security issues across the country. They turn the mics to Lieutenant Colonel Yayah Brima, Esquire. Now the younger the cow. You know, somebody else go to ask. You know, waiting really now the measures then. Oh, una don't put in place. Both Guinea now and Salone are that security, you know, top level for ensure say that yeah. You know happen again because not to the normal it go suffer with yourself. I can see somebody say today I know the cook. So okay, no cook, would I go suffer? So that kind of situation, you don't resort back again. Say, Lord, we come together and we open. Is there any measure put in place for prevent further happening of such?
Okay, so make I just clarify something. Me and the director of Defense Public Relations,
Okay.
we get the military spokesperson, the armed forces spokesperson, we a Commodore.
Commodore.
We
right.
yes. So now for just clarification.
Okay, sir.
Purpose. Security arrangements, waiting at the measures. I will speak from the point of view of the military measures.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, say when you come to Yenga, you get diplomatic measures as well.
Yeah,
where I'm not the fit and proper person to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But for military measures,
mm-hmm.
I can tell you, say, we are fully deployed. Now the surrounding villages them, they're very close to Yenga. And that deployment therefore remain as it is forever. Because until we constitutional responsibility change, but we constitutional responsibility now for guard and secure Sierra Leone. Right? And the for guard and secure Sierra Leone, not necessarily internal security, where the police now are responsible.
Mm-hmm.
For guard and secure Sierra Leone, from the military point of view, now external security. And that external security can begin from the border. So henceforth, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces therefore remain at that position. Right?
Yeah.
Important point. After this reopening of the border, yesterday, I mean, they get calls from over the weekend from senior journalists because news go around for talking the Guineans don't left Yenga. What happen not to entirely foresee they don't left Yenga, but they don't reduce the strength considerably. That kind posture where they be getting a Yenga, that kind armament where they be getting a Yenga, they don't reduce them. So that just a skeleton. So, but as I say, the measures they in two folds. You get military measures where I don't talk about. The diplomatic measures I don't know and I'm not going to talk about them.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is diplomatic efforts are underway for make sure say this issue is resolved once and for all.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much. We get Lieutenant Colonel Yayah Brima, the head of Defense and Public Relations and Information Officer of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. It don't make it clear. I mean, other people that they talk say they don't come on, that they reduce the strength. The way they be boku, they not this way again. And it make them clear, say now twofold from the military point of view. You look at, then they look outside, when they look inside. So and when we talk about outside, it start right from the border. So they are always there to ensure, say, they provide the outside condom or outside corridor. Why would they look inside? Sometimes they can come in based on the layers we don't fix. For ensure, say, security business, they become more stable. Now, Sierra. Of course, time not the best way. But I want to turn the mic now to Mr. Will. Mr. Will, you be recently traveled to the United States of America. So where they say visa ban back. So tell us you experience and the purpose of your trip to the US.
Okay, that'll be a very wonderful experience. And I've been going for a leadership training, emerging security sector leadership training, where the Center for African Studies we organize. That center they na a US based organization where na the United States Directorate for Defense na they get them. And they established that one day for boost African citizens and US citizens in safety and security by providing requisite and relevant training for people within the security sector, whether in uniform or civilian, for able to provide that needed security strategic kind of a leadership for the various institutions society in the world. Now be about 60 from 50 African countries. Now maybe go represent Salon, extending thanks to the leadership of the Office of National Security and the security sector as a whole for accord me that opportunity. The reason we talk about anything now because so I'm thinking the way you did in country, the picture where some people in the paint about the country and about people where they go in and out of the country. It's fine for let you say get the experience and then able for draw conclusions or judgments. I mean, I don't listen to several narratives either on social media or even traditional media platforms. People then say Salon don't be ranked. They say even as a narco state. I mean, it's so scary. But I've been shocked. At some points, I've been pleased that I in a room, a country of that caliber, in Washington D.C., where say Salon in terms of we effort to fight organized crime, we do extremely well. And in terms of organized criminal activity that happen, we did low. When you do comparison with what they happen at the other parts of the world. So like I was like, but what is this that we continue for project about the country? Where the people and say, oh, they send that message to. They say, no, what thing they happen to now? Now just a tip of the iceberg. Organized criminal activities now a monster for the whole world. Now challenges away every country in the world they suffer from. They face. What is important now that when I put the structures, when I get the legislations for fights against them kind of people and the way they into their activities and they. Because if we no come together and function as a unit, now that one is the rogue element and the thrive bar. then they eject, then divide them among una, discourage people already into law enforcement, and make like say what they do, worth anything, and then they're able for strive in that kind of situation and do the thing the way they do, and do them effectively. But when are united for that common purpose, we are going to achieve a lot and able for defeat them. Those alone they do badly. Also, on a personal note, I also be follow the fact say they say, hey, we in a Sierra Leonean because now they don't declare now this as a show Sierra Leone passport, then they put you aside first and that kind of thing. Never. Throughout my entire travel, I don't face anything in any way. One for picture me as a Sierra Leonean, we go make her look bad in that other airport day. I mean, where we they come out na salon for go to US. They only come out mostly for go direct in the US. You transit and other major international airports. We come on here, we go to Brussels. Then treat me with respect, with dignity. I go na Washington Dulles Airport. Then treat me with dignity. 2 out we go one and 2 out we come one. So I be get other Sierra Leoneans among. We did in at the same line. Who na the travel most often as we reach at the aircraft so when they identify on ourselves as a people away come out the same country. So most times phone are one for good day queue, una the two line. Saloma, until you see somebody come out in Liberia and that kind of thing, or Guinea as a case. They don't treat none of we in a way despicable as all the others and they project them. So I mean we really get a lot of responsibilities as a people, because if this country Saudi now will call me country and when they paint a bad one, for be surprised if you go on side, they treat you as a bad person. But thankfully, we not face that experience there. Throughout we stay, I work at several other states in the United States. I go na Maryland, I go na Virginia, I been based na Washington DC. We go all side. Who say you don't hear about in terms of the seat of power at the United States of America. Starting from the Pentagon, go to the White House, to every side, they can we go there seamlessly and with a Sierra Leone passport. So I was like waiting at this narrative. Oh, they get back home as against the reality on the ground. In fact, we voices very formidable. We voices as Sierra Leoneans among the people over they can't cheat we. I can remember Zainurin. They work for the AU, based in New York. Zainurin and one Dr. Gilpin, then presentations were considered as if not the best, but one of the best presentations. Where all of the participants in the room be resonate with. To the extent that after the presentation, people they come clamor to them. I feel proud as a Sierra Leonean where I see and listen to them people already speak. At that stage, military generals, doctors, people away, na pilots, people away down there within the defense system. For throughout the years, they were marveling at that kind of a thing the way they happen. So sometimes in the if I know we really analyze the information that they receive from people, and it can come up from anybody, so that we not go get the wrong perception about ourselves. Not to true say when somebody come out and get a Sierra Leone passport. Maybe it depends on waiting at the profile where the person gets as an individual. Yeah. But not the truth say when somebody come out to get a Sierra Leone passport, then they put you aside, say, hey, let them talk to their Air Force, like some kind of criminal and that kind of thing. Not true at all. Some of their narratives and they will not fall for them. Then some of them people they make them kind projections and then they take advantage of the fact, say not to everybody, they get the opportunity today for travel. But me in my experience, I mean one way very fine, and I go live with that experience for the rest of my life. And I sure say if I get any other opportunity for go to the United States, I go out for good day, because the hospitable people, doctors, people them na all of the side they will say they expect. Then treat you with that respect the way they expect for let be accorded to somebody. With the hope say that will happen to every other person. And where you go, you experience, I think say you forget the correct picture of what happened. Not for begin for campaigns a narrative for let your country look bad. So we go for a leadership seminar, for a training of that nature, for help with around several things. from counterterrorism to development of policies, whether na national security policy and development, all of them one and the renting and the enemy people to how to communicate security information for the attention of members of the public, identifying, say, as a sector, the thing the way they do, if finally the people the way they do it for understand, acknowledging the fact, say, yes, some information they will be classified even for the betterment of the country or the people, but the one way they for them attention, you therefore make they know about them. Now that make we continue for thank you to the leadership of Sierra Police, particularly the IGP, for where they make this kind of platform available. And now the sector will not open up. I mean, it's difficult for let you see this kind of gathering of security professionals, military, police, ONS, where they talk to the public about day-to-day security activities. And I don't know we don't do, we leadership them, then relish them, look forward to them kind of them, but we'll keep the public informed so that we go counter the misinformation, the bad narratives of people have for project. I mean, Salone will not do badly. A lot of people, and they make a lot of effort, and they spend sleepless nights, especially in the security sector. Women know whether or not we leaders them, whether or not the people holding at the street in terms of providing, they do to do security. Then they do so much that if we not get extra money for give them, we for commend them, because that is alone, it will serve as incentive, it will serve as motivation, but let them feel satisfied that indeed what they do for the country in a one way appreciated by people. And let we also be mindful, say, me own character or me own dealing or me own behavior as an individual, not for be used for judgment institution. If one person do something way wrong, way gets uniform, not draw conclusion, say na dani na the policy of the organization. Because a lot of structures and they. If that not be the policy, we'll not put the structures them. Say for example, police get CDID, the military get the military police. That not for ensure say checkmates and they. So that if you feel aggrieved over certain things, not draw conclusion. Because if you do so, the military, for example, get a sacred responsibility to play. If you make them look bad in the eyes of the public, they jeopardize the country's security. The same thing with the Sierra Leone police. Very critical in the role. And they see people and they salute. Civilians and they salute soldier, man them or policeman them. Now the streets of the United States, tell them thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Now that kind of thing nobody in the uptake. We need for nurture that kind of culture day. Because we personnel and they do so much. We're not even for pay them for that one day. But telling them thanks. Even that single thank you. It motivate them and make them want to do much more. But if we just vilify them, we condemn them to nothingness, then it means like you born Peking, you begin call every day, inactive man. They're not going to be surprised if you don't tiff man. Because I used to say they only label that kind of way. So that label in theory, the sociologists say, it get for be one way, get for do cautiously. If you begin for, put person at some kind corner, all of the 10 are done with self. In a way, you justify anyone for letting be that kind of thing the way they come for. So the experience at the United States, I want to be very, very much positive. I look forward to them kind of opportunities then for let it be extended to every member of the security sector. For let it get that kind of thing. Because the training will get now one way very much important. If I get opportunity for deliver same for the benefit of the rest of the other colleagues, I go do that one day willingly and selflessly because I think it's important for we. Now that meeting day, the United States authorities, they say, yeah, now the Chatham House rule now they obtain. Talk anything and everything. Even if you get for do with we government. Even if you get for do with we institutions in terms of poor or good performance. Tell we now we face. Because I don't know go back. We for change them. If you begin for embellish them, you begin for hide that, make that kind of thing, they will not go no say what they do is not correct. And indeed, people ask all of the tough questions. The deputy director, the how they deputize headset. I think that the director for defense at the United States military. Unfortunately, Hex had not been there because he traveled in the peace talks. But in deputy canteen, he said, ask me all of the questions. No hesitation. At we own national policies, external policies, and that kind of thing. How that they go impact on the relationship. Because America very much concerned about the relationship with African countries, especially a country like Sierra Leone. And we ask all of the questions and they provide you the answers are satisfactory. Thank you very much.
Yes, of course, Fambul. In Mr. Abdul Karim Will, Naim Biregiwi, experience and importance of the cause we go to United States of America. People way they out there just sit down at a little corner